True peace, Kens. It is November the 2nd, 2020, and I am back at y'all with another one. And if you're trying to stay ahead of the game, guess what? You should subscribe to Peep the Slang. Digital ID services coming from private sector with government action in Australia, UK. Say, man, that's the headline. Peep the Slang when it's given. The government of Australia is planning legislation to allow private sector organizations like banks to act as digital identity providers in the country. The idea is to provide alternatives to the MyGov ID developed by the Australian Taxation Office or the Australia Post Digital ID Digital Transformation Agency's DTA Chief Digital Officer Peter Alexander told Senate estimates that in the future people in the country may have choices provided by state or territory governments in addition to private service providers. Alexander also confirmed plans to provide a service for Australians to take a biometric selfie for matching against a passport image to anchor digital identity. In time, that will be able to match the other biometrics that are held like driver license, working with vulnerable children. Whatever biometric is held, Alexander told Senate estimates. The legislation proposes to extend the Trusted Digital Identity Framework, which sets the operating model and rules for operation of digital identity systems provided by the federal government to state and territory governments and the private sector. Alexander suggested that a major awareness raising campaign would not be necessary, as digital identity and authentication services have been readily adopted by consumers when rolled out for different sectors. UK Trade Body win grant for digital ID proof of concepts. UK Trade Body win grants for digital ID proof of concept. The Investing and Saving Allowance (TISA) has been awarded $340,000, and in the US $438,000 grant from Innovative UK to support its plan to roll out a digital identity scheme for consumer finance services. TISA is a financial service industry trade body and was awarded the grant to lead consumer and technical testing of its digital ID concept. The single credential could be used by an individual when switching from one service to another or applying for a product. TISA Director for Digital Innovation Harry Weber Brown said the service could make consumer experiences more secure, fast, and simple, while service providers will gain in customer satisfaction, higher conversion rates, and lower costs for account opening and transfers. While the digital ID scheme will be designed for use in the UK, it would also international operable, Web Brown said. Based on data from the Open Identity Exchange, TISA saved up to $8.5 billion in the US, $11 billion in fraud could be saved with widely adopted digital ID.